53 new rugged smartphones were released in 2022 by my count, and if you're having trouble keeping track of them all, you are not alone. But do not worry, because I have got you covered. In this video, I'm gonna rank all 53 new rugged smartphones that were released in 2022. Now, the criteria that I'm using to rank these rugged phones are battery size, RAM, internal storage, RAM and storage expandability, chipset, price, whether it's 4G or 5G, rear camera resolution, screen size, refresh rate, resolution, military standard rating, and IP rating. Now I'm going to go through every one of these phones and give you the highlights of each one, but I'm going to keep it moving or this video would be over an hour long. So keep in mind that all of these phones in this video are military standard 810G, and they all are IP68, IP69K, unless otherwise noted. There's links to all these phones in the description and the pinned comment below, so check that out for more information about these phones or to purchase one. And now, let's get straight into this video. The first stop is the F tier. All the phones in the F tier have low storage, only 4 GB of RAM, low performing chipsets, and lower resolutions of 720 by 1440. Starting with the worst new rugged phone released in 2022, number 53, the Hotwav T5 Pro. Now, some good things about this phone are that it only costs about $100, it's got a large 7500 mAh battery, it does come with Android 12, and it's got a useful outdoors toolkit. But it actually has an even lower screen resolution of 480 by 960, making it the lowest resolution of all 2022 rugged smartphones. Next, at number 52 and 51, is the Oukitel WP18 and the WP18 Pro. These have a huge 12,500 mAh battery, and they're under $200, and they also come with Android 11. Number 50, it's the IIIF150 H2022. This is a small, affordable, outdoor sports rugged phone. Number 49 is the Doogee S51. Now this has got a low price, but it only has a 12 megapixel camera. And that does it for the F tier. Here's a quick overview of each phone in the F tier. Now let's move on to the E tier. All the phones in the E tier have low storage, only 4 GB of RAM, and low performing chipsets. All of these also have lower resolutions of 720 by 1440 unless otherwise noted, but they have a little bit more redeeming qualities that keep them out of the F tier. Number 48 and number 47 is the Oukitel WP20 and the WP20 Pro. Some good things about these are they are lighter and more compact than a lot of other rugged phones, and they've got a customized grip to fit your hand better. And they're also military standard 810H. Number 46, the Ulefone Armor X10 Pro. This is a palm-sized rugged phone with 100 decibel immersive sound and a dual super linear speaker. Number 45, the Ulefone Armor X6 Pro. This is the first rugged phone with Android 12 in Ulefone's Armor X series, but it has lower resolution of 720 by 1280. Number 44, the Hotwav W10. Some good things are that it has a very large 15,000 mAh battery that includes reverse charging, and it is military standard 810H. Now it has a slightly higher resolution than the rest of the phones in this tier of 720 by 1600, but that's still pretty low. Number 43, the Ulefone Armor X11 Pro. With this phone you get a large 8150 mAh battery in a compact size. Number 42, the Ulefone Armor X16 Pro. This has a 122 decibel super loud speaker with high quality sound and rich bass. Now this phone is mainly about the speaker. This also features the expansion connector so you can connect an endoscope to it. That does it for the E tier, let's add them to the list. Next up, we've got the D tier, but before we move on, please leave a like if you are enjoying this video, and be sure to subscribe if you're new because you will not see videos like this anywhere else. Now, let's move on to the D tier. So for the rest of this video, when I say lower resolution, it means that it's around 720 by 1440 resolution. Higher resolution is going to be anything that's around 1080 by 2400 resolution or higher. All of the phones in the D tier have lower resolution unless otherwise noted. They all have low performing chipsets, but they're starting to get better. Overall, they have more RAM and more storage than the previous two tiers. Coming in at number 41 is the Doogee S61. This super affordable night vision phone has a cool feature. You can remove the back panel to swap it out with different designs, including wood grain and a really cool transparent design. And it's also military standard 810H. Number 40 is the Ulefone Armor 15. This is a decent rugged phone that includes built-in TWS earbuds, but it's only got a 12 megapixel camera. Number 39, the Hotwav W10 Pro. Now this is the same as the number 44 phone, the WP10, but the specs are overall better. Number 38 is the Blackview BV5200. This does come at a very low price, and the 4GB of RAM is expandable up to 7GB total, and it is 810H. Number 37 and number 36, the IIIF150 Air1 and the IIIF150 Air1 Pro. These are both ultra thin for rugged phones, and the Pro version has a better camera, night vision, and more storage. And these have a higher resolution of 2400 by 1080. Number 35 is the IIIF150 B1 Pro. Now this has a second display on the back, it's got a large 10,000 mAh battery, it does have night vision, and it's one of the few in the D tier with a higher resolution, and it's pretty thin and lightweight for a rugged phone. Number 34, the Hotwav Cyber 9 Pro. Now this has got 8GB of RAM, and overall it gives you pretty good bang for your buck. Number 33, the Kingkong Mini 3. Now this is a small 4.5-inch palm-sized rugged phone that does come with Android 12. Now it only weighs 149 grams, which is like a feather when it comes to rugged phones, and this is also the lowest priced rugged phone released in 2022, costing only $100. Some bad things about it are that it only has a 3000 mAh battery, which makes it the smallest battery on any rugged phone of 2022, and it doesn't have any military standard rating or any IP rating at all, and it comes in an odd 480 by 1170 resolution. Number 32, the Doogee S89. So this is the Batman phone, and by that I mean on the back it looks like Batman's face. It does have 8GB of RAM, it's got a large 12,000 mAh battery, it's got night vision, it does have higher resolution, and it is military standard 810H. Number 31 is the Umidigi Bison 2. This comes with Android 12, it's got a liquid cooling system, comes with 2 programmable buttons, and it is higher resolution. Number 30, the Ulefone Armor X14 Pro. Now this one comes at a very low price, it's got a large 10,000 mAh battery, and it does come with some bonus accessories. And the last phone in the D tier is number 29, the Blackview BV7100. This has got 6GB of RAM, and it is expandable up to 10GB of RAM total. It's got a large 13,000 mAh battery, it is 810H, and it comes with higher resolution. But the main camera is only 12 megapixels. Here's a look at all the phones that made it into the D tier. Lots of phones here in the D tier, that's for sure. And now it's time for the C tier. The phones in the C tier are not terrible and not great. Most are lower resolution unless otherwise noted, but the specs are improving overall. Starting with number 28, the Ulefone Armor XII. Now this has got a Helio G99 chipset, it's got a 50 megapixel main camera, the RAM is expandable up to 13GB total, and it has 106 decibel dual hi-fi speakers. Number 27, the Doogee S61 Pro. This is the same thing as the S61, but it's got higher 48 megapixel main camera and it has more internal storage. It also has night vision and it is 810H, but it has a low performing processor. Number 26, the Blackview BV5200 Pro. Same as the 5200, but more storage and a better chipset. But it's got only 13 megapixel rear camera, and its chipset is still low performing. Number 25, the Blackview BV7200. This has got a 50 megapixel camera, expandable RAM up to 10GB total, and it is military standard 810H. It's also got a pretty cool separate indicator light on the back so you can see your battery power and check for calls or notifications without having to unlock your phone. Number 24, the Umidigi Bison 2 Pro. Same as the Bison 2, but this has 8GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage. And it has a higher resolution of 2400 by 1080. Number 23, the Doogee S98. This has got a night vision camera and a 64 megapixel main camera. It is dual screen, it's got 8GB of RAM, 256GB of internal storage, and it has higher resolution of 1080 by 2340. Number 22, the IIIF150 R2022. Now this has a very large 6.78 inch 90Hz display. It's got 8GB of RAM, 64 megapixel main camera, 20 megapixel night vision. It has higher 2460 by 1080 resolution, which makes it the highest resolution of any rugged phone in 2022. Number 21, the Doogee V11 5G. This one is 5G with all-around good specs plus an infrared thermometer. It's got 9 antennas and sensors for better network connectivity plus a dedicated gaming 4G, 5G Wi-Fi antenna. It's got 65-watt fast charging, which gives you a full charge in less than an hour, and it has 8GB of RAM. Number 20 is the Unihertz Tock 5G. This one has got higher 1080 by 2340 resolution, has a second screen on the back, it's got 2 programmable keys, and it is 5G and 810H. But it's only IP68, it is not IP69K. Number 19, Blackview BV8800. This is 810H, it's got night vision, 50 megapixel main camera, 90Hz display, and it's got higher 1080 by 2408 resolution. And that does it for the C tier. Let's add these phones to the list and see what we've got. And now let's move onward and upward to the B tier. All of the phones in the B tier have 8GB of RAM except for the first one. All the phones are higher resolution except when noted. All have 256 internal storage except where otherwise noted, and most have higher performing chipsets than the previous tiers. First up, number 18, the Galaxy Xcover6 Pro. This has got an octa-core Snapdragon 778G, which is the best performing chipset on any 2022 rugged phone. It is 810H, 5G, and Wi-Fi 6E. It's got a removable battery, 50 megapixel rear camera, and 128 gigabytes internal storage. On the downside, it only has a small 4050 mAh battery, and it is the most expensive phone at $600. It's also only IP68, it is not IP69K. Number 17, the AGM H5 Pro. This phone has a super loud 109 decibel speaker, and it's also got night vision. It is 810H, and it's got 128 gigabytes of internal storage. On the downside, it has a lower 720 by 1600 resolution. Number 16, the Doogee S89 Pro. Same thing as the S89, but comes with more internal storage, a better main camera, and it is upgraded to 810H. It also still looks like Batman on the back. Number 15, the Doogee S98 Pro. This is a powerful rugged phone that has thermal imaging, night vision, it is 810H, and it's got a unique alien-like design. Number 14, the Doogee S96 GT. This is a faster, more rugged version of the S96 Pro that has clearer night vision. Over 50% of this phone's body is made up of metal, including the area around the cameras, so it is super drop-proof. Number 13, the Doogee V20 5G. Now this was the first rugged phone to feature a mini display screen on the back. It also has night vision, it's got a great looking AMO LED display, and military grade carbon fiber finish. Number 12, the Jessie J20 5G. This has a high precision air pressure sensor for mountain climbing, fishing, meteorology, navigation, and much more. It's got an infrared thermometer, and the casing is made from aviation grade aluminum alloy rivets to enhance its drop proofing. Number 11 is the Blackview BV8800 Pro 5G. This has got a thermal imaging camera, copper pipe liquid cooling, it is 810H, and it's got 128 gigabytes of internal storage. Number 10, the Umidigi Bison GT2 Pro 5G. Now this has got Wi-Fi 6 support, it has 90Hz display, 2 customizable buttons, it's got liquid cooling, AG matte fiberglass finish, and it has 4K video recording. And that does it for the B tier. Let's add these phones to the list and take a look. And now it is time for the A tier. In the A tier, we've got phones that are not quite the best, but they're pretty darn impressive. They've got 8 GB of RAM or more, 256 GB of internal storage, 64 megapixel or higher main cameras, high resolution displays, and they all have 120Hz refresh rate unless otherwise noted. All phones in the A tier are military standard 810H unless otherwise noted. Starting with number 9, the Oukitel WP19. Now this has got a gigantic 21,000 mAh battery, it's got a large 6.78 inch display, it's got night vision, and it has the highest resolution of 2460 by 1080. On the downside, it does not have a 120Hz refresh rate. Coming in at number 8 is the Oukitel WP21. This has got a large 6.78 inch display at 396 ppi, and it's also got the highest resolution of 2460 by 1080. It's got dual screens, 12 GB of RAM, and even dual speakers. On the downside, it is only 810G. Number 7, the Ulefone Armor X11 Pro. Now this has a whopping 108 megapixel camera, a large 6.58 inch screen, 8 GB of RAM on board, plus 5 GB of virtual RAM for up to 13 GB total RAM. And it also has night vision, but it is only military standard 810G. Number 6 is the IIIF150 Air1 Ultra. This has got a giant 6.8 inch display running at the highest resolution of 2460 by 1080, which makes it the largest screen of any rugged phone of 2022. It also has a night vision camera. Number 5, the Doogee S99. Doogee is raising the bar again with the world's most advanced night vision rugged phone. Now this has a 64 megapixel night vision camera, plus a 108 megapixel main camera, and even a 32 megapixel front camera. It's got 8 GB of RAM, plus 7 GB expandable RAM for up to 15 GB total RAM, which is the most RAM that you can get on any rugged phone aside from the top 2 phones on this list. It is military standard 810H, and it's made using a new material that is a combination of titanium, aluminum, copper, and gold, which makes the phone lighter, more durable, and corrosion resistant. It also has a unique golden color. Number 4, the Unihertz tank. Now this has an insane 22,000 mAh battery, which is currently the largest rugged phone battery at the time of this video. It's got a very large 6.81 inch screen, which is the largest screen of 2022, with 90Hz refresh rate. On the downside, it's only IP68, it is not IP69K. And that is all the phones that made it into the A tier. It's time to add them to the list and take a look. Thanks for sticking with me, and now it is time for the S tier. This is the cream of the crop. All of these phones have expandable RAM. They've all got 256 GB internal storage that is expandable all the way up to 2 TB. They all are 5G with the Dimensity 900 chipset. All have 108 megapixel main cameras that can shoot 4K video. They all have large 6.58 inch displays with 120Hz refresh rate and 1080 by 2408 resolution. Starting with number 3, the Doogee V30 5G. Now this is the world's first eSIM rugged phone, and it's designed to look and feel like a luxury car, and it's even got a leather texture on the back and composite wood grain texture on the sides. It's got a large 10,800 mAh battery. It's got 8 GB of RAM that can be expanded up to 15 GB total. It's got high-res audio with balanced stereo for louder volume and increased dynamic range. And now it is time for the 2 best rugged smartphones that were released in 2022. Number 2 and number 1 are the Ulefone Power Armor 18T and the Ulefone Power Armor 18. The Power Armor 18 has a thermometer, and the 18T has got thermal imaging. They both have 12 GB of RAM on board, plus 5 GB of virtual RAM, which gives you 17 GB total RAM. They both have Wi-Fi 6, and both have an expansion connector for endoscope, or you can use it to add night vision to the 18T, so you would have both thermal imaging and night vision on one phone. On the downside, the 18T is only rated military standard 810G, which is the only reason that it came in one spot before the Power Armor 18. So, which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Please share this video if you have found it useful, and then click here to watch this playlist for more great rugged phones, and I will see you in the next video.